Hey guys, Mayo from Mayo Dating. Got the sig today, as usual. Today I want to give you two quick date tips in terms of location and what to do. I've said this before, but just don't eat on your first date. And the reason being is you don't want to be scarfing down food in front of your date. It gives you no opportunity to flirt, and you're going to be self-conscious about how you eat, and so will she. So stick to trying to find a place where you can sit next to her, get some drinks, or do an activity together, whatever shared interests you have with that girl. And the second tip I have for you is try to go on a walk after or before or whatever. First of all, it kind of warms your mind up. You're not stuck in this compact space trying to have your game on or be flirty or turn that side of you on. And when your mind's stimulated, it's going to be easier to flirt. And another reason for that is because when you go take a walk, the environment around you is changing, so there's a lot more to talk about rather than being stuck in the same place. So hope these two could benefit you today, and see you next time. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating here today on a fucking cold day in Charlotte. Special guest Sasha. Today's video is going to be quick. I'm going to be telling you not to worry about the things that you're going to say. So if you're worried about running out of words or what to say to a girl on a date, if you keep thinking that you're going to run out of bullshit to say, then you have the wrong mentality. What you should be focusing on is being comfortable with yourself, like I always say in my older posts. And once you're comfortable with yourself and you achieve that state of mind, then words are just going to start flowing out of your mouth, and they're going to be authentic, and they're going to be funny, and they're going to be who you are, as long as you focus on being yourself and not worrying about what to say. Just worry about being yourself. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating here, taking a quick break from work. Kind of sick, but I hope you'll understand what I'm saying. Today's going to be quick. Just want to tell you guys not to get into logical arguments with girls that you're flirting with, or your girlfriend, or whoever it is. If you're doing that, then even if you win the argument logically, then you're still going to be losing, because now whoever you're flirting with is angry, and you just don't want to be in that situation. What I teach is to change her mood and not her mind. So if your girlfriend gets angry at you for something, then you don't want to argue back with the logic, even though you think you're right. Try to change the situation, maybe take her out for ice cream, give her a kiss on the forehead, and she'll end up feeling better. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating. And it's raining right now on my way to lunch with my coworkers. Hello. I've gotten a lot of feedback recently, and a lot of you guys say that you're liking the video, so I'm going to keep putting these out. And today's quick tip is how to feel more comfortable when you go out. And a quick tip I like to give is, if you've spent the whole day in an office or the whole day studying alone and you expect to be social, it's going to be really tough. And a thing I like to do, or a tip I like to give, is you should probably be warming up. So in line at a coffee shop, talk to people, be funny, be yourself. If you don't get the opportunity to leave the house all day and you happen to be going out at night, then from the moment you leave your door, make sure to have a mentality where you're social, you're fun, and talk to everyone in front of you, and you'll just feel more warmed up and social in general. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating in the office today. Hopefully I'll shake the camera less since I'm sitting down and I'm sick, so I feel a bit slower. But I wanted to quickly tell you guys that this change isn't going to happen overnight. You hear these things and it may spark some ideas in your head, but in reality, the change itself is just recognizing scenarios where you feel like you're giving a more scripted answer or a safer answer, and recognizing those scenarios and taking that risk, because that's what your brain thinks it is. It's kind of a risk to be yourself and to say the truth in an unashamed manner. But when you get and you put yourself through these situations a lot, your brain, it starts to not become a risk anymore, and kind of being yourself is just who you are. But at first, your brain recognizes those things as a risk, so you have to recognize those and then make sure you take action, and slowly it becomes much easier. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating. Still sick, so hopefully you can hear me. Welcome to all my new followers, and if you like what I've been sharing, please spread the word. And today I'm just going to be repeating again, as I always say, that it's not about what happens on the surface level, and specifically in terms of insecurities. Anything you think of, even if it's something embarrassing, it could be something you're insecure about in the bedroom, for example, or anything you're insecure about with yourself or your situation, anything, it's not about the surface level. So it's not about that one thing that you're insecure about, and it's more about your reaction towards that. And you should be playing off everything as kind of like, okay, I'm accepting this. If you don't like it, deal with it. I mean, spin everything negative in a positive way, and you'll be surprised at how much more comfortable you feel, and then the person you're with feels. So that's my advice for the day. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating here, and today's topic, well, first of all, we're going to feature Johnson. As requested, fan favorite. What's up, Johnson?
What's up?
Today I'm going to be telling you quickly to be more selfish in your life. And what I mean by that is not selfish on the surface level. So, I mean, see a homeless person, I mean, if you feel like giving him money or you can give him money, give him or her money. But I mean selfish in terms of doing what you want to do and being able to say no, or not changing your plans to align with someone else's plans. It could be a girl, it could be your friends, whatever it is. When you're selfish, you're going to be happier in general, and then technically you'll be more unselfish by being selfish, because when you're happier in general, all your experiences with everyone you meet is going to be more pleasant because you're just happier and you have more to give. So be more selfish. Thanks. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating on a Sunday, smoking a nice cigarette after my run. Today all I have to tell you is that the game isn't about being a James Bond type of person or trying to be like James Bond or all smooth or dressed up in a suit or whatever, but all it takes nowadays is just being yourself and actually talking. So if you actually talk to the girl that you're interested in, you're putting yourself ahead of like 99% of the other guys. And how else are you going to find out if she's attracted to you if you don't actually make that first move? So talk to her, you'll be differentiating yourself, especially nowadays. People leave the house just wearing their earphones or listening to music or whatever, and you don't find people socializing as much as they used to. So it doesn't really matter what you say as long as you're talking and then showing her that you're comfortable like being yourself or saying whatever you want. That's what matters, and who's saying it, of course. So don't focus on what's being said, like I've said in earlier videos. Alright, enjoy your Mondays. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating here, and today's topic is going to be about attraction and how to know if a girl's attracted to you or not. And I get a lot of questions about guys and how to close on a date and how to make a move and stuff like that. And first things first, if she's attracted, you'll know. If she keeps canceling dates or pushing things back, she's probably not attracted. She'll do anything to kind of meet you if she's attracted to you. Obviously life happens, but most of the time, like, if she's not willing to meet you or if she flakes a lot, then she's not attracted. And in terms of closing or making a move on a date, you can't be asking like interview-ish questions and be boring the whole date and then suddenly want to take her home. That's creepy. You know, you have to be building the suspense slowly, and it should come naturally. And if it doesn't come naturally, it means you didn't do well on the date. You weren't flirty, you weren't yourself. And imagine, like, you can't ask her like, oh, what's your major? Where are you from? What do you like to do? And then ask her to go home with you. So build the attraction and you're set. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating, and today's lesson is teaching you not to use friendship as the gateway to a romantic or a sexual relationship with a girl. A lot of guys will meet a girl they're interested in and they'll be too scared to actually show their intentions and flirt, but in reality they're doing themselves a disservice because if you friend zone yourself or try to get friendly with the girl first, then that's the impression that she's going to have with you or for you for the rest of your relationship 99% of the time. And that's why it's so hard to get out of the friend zone. If you're her friend, then that's what you're going to be for the rest of your relationship with that girl. When you meet a girl that you're interested in, flirt immediately and don't be afraid to make your intentions clear. And if you're doing a good job, then it's going to be appreciated and you shouldn't feel worried that or nervous that you're flirting. And it'll make a girl's day to flirt with her and flirt with confidence and be who you are. And if she rejects you, then that's it. But make your intentions clear and don't go the friend route because you'll never get out. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating. Late night post. I've been fucking busy, and honestly it's been tough to find new content to release that isn't politically incorrect and some stuff that won't get me fired from my actual job. Got the mandatory SIG here. And today's topic is not letting present information about women dissuade you. So what I mean is, you'll hear gossip about women from guys or girls saying she doesn't do this on the first date, she doesn't go on dates with Arabs or whatever race it is, or she doesn't do this, she doesn't do that. And that's true about the past. Like, she hasn't done that in her life and she doesn't do it.
until the right guy comes and changes their mind. So it's on you to be that right guy. Don't step away from the challenge. It's easily done if you built your value, and be that guy who changes those ideas about her or gossip. Don't let that demotivate you. If she doesn't sleep with guys on the first date and Brad Pitt takes her on the first date, she's gonna go home with him. So be Brad Pitt. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating here, and today's topic is gonna be about familiarity and how it's killing relationships, both in terms of saying too much about yourself too quickly and getting into a routine if you've been seeing the same girl for a while or you're dating someone. And I know I haven't been releasing a lot of content. It's been a long week. I got the SIG for you guys. But in terms of familiarity, the way that happens is just saying too much about yourself too quickly. You want to keep things mystery, and you want to keep women finding out things about you. And the way you do that is just shutting up. I'm guilty of sometimes not doing that, but you don't have to be perfect. Just don't be an open book, and keep things about you just secret, and then let them find out. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be like a robot, but just change things up once in a while, keep things secret, and you'll kill familiarity. What's up, guys? It's Mayo from Mayo Dating. I know I'm a mess. I just got back from the gym and I've got my SIG. Happy New Year's to everyone, and if you're lying to yourselves about your resolutions, good luck with that, and if you're not, good luck with that. I want to give you a resolution that you can actually stick to, and it's going to be common sense like all my videos, but it's putting in the work when you're not in situations with women. And practicing my stuff doesn't mean you only have to do it on dates or at parties or whatever. And the best time to practice is when you're not with women. Just be a more interesting person in general, like in your Ubers or in line at Starbucks or wherever the hell you get coffee. Anywhere with your friends, just make it a goal to be more interesting in general, so that when you're in situations with women, first of all, it's easier for you to be like that because that becomes who you are. And second of all, they'll smell that it's authentic. They don't want to be thinking like, oh, he's just being funny because I'm here. And they can smell that stuff, trust me. So that's a good resolution. Big things are coming this year. Work hard. Hi again, guys. It's Mayo from Mayo Dating here, and just wanted to make a video explaining why attraction should be the first filter when entering a relationship. If you want to watch the video I just uploaded, you can view that on my profile. And the reason is simple. If you have the same personality, you both like to work out, you like the same TV shows, whatever you like to do, you could be the perfect match, but without attraction, that just makes you friends. And relationships do happen where there isn't any initial attraction, but that's first of all rare, and second of all, not always the best. You don't want the person you're with to be with you out of logic, and for their eyes to be wandering all the time, and or for them to be wondering, what if I'm supposed to be with someone I'm actually attracted to? Is this normal? Blah blah blah. So the only difference that sets you apart is attraction. And if you don't have attraction, then you're just their friend. So make yourself more attractive. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating here. Bald Mayo, whatever you want to call it. I've got the SIG. I've gotten a lot of new followers recently, and I just wanted to make this video to clarify some things, specifically about my account not being misogynistic and it actually being the opposite. I thoroughly believe that the advice I give is to start expressing all your different personalities in a more attractive way, and all of your personalities are unique, and when you do that, you're actually going to be enhancing women's experiences, because you're going to be giving them a more authentic time instead of just a scripted thing or a scripted date. And my DMs are always open for specific advice. We're all quarantined, and I just want to give a quick update, so stay safe. See you guys. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating, leaving the apartment for a smoke break. Today's video is about how to handle compliments, and why you should be deflecting them, or kind of changing the subject and not, mushing around in the compliment and talking about it too much. I remember my brother was going on a first date, and he has nice eyelashes, and I said the girl's gonna compliment them, and when she does, just say thanks and change the subject. And I'm sure the women who follow me kind of understand this already, but you don't want guys to be mulching around the compliment or just talking about it too much, because it just shows that they don't get it often. And if Luke's the special guest today on the Mayo dating video. But if we have a guy like Luke here, fit, good looking, he's not relishing in compliments, you know? He just deflects it, moves on, because he gets it all the time. And I encourage you to do the same.
Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating, taking a quick walk at lunch. First of all, thanks to everyone who attended the webinar as a general overview of everything so far. I hope the next few are detailed. And I want to quickly kind of get into today's topic, and it's just sharing your positives and like sharing what you're good at indirectly, right? I always preach about not bragging and showing people instead of telling, etc. But say I'm going to give a quick example that you like to make cocktails and you're hosting a party. One of the people at your party says, oh, I really like those drinks. And you could be the person, the easy option is to be the person who says, oh, I love like making cocktails, like, and this is what you do this to make it. Or you can say like, oh, thanks man, I'll show you when we're in the kitchen, remind me to show you how to make it when we're in the kitchen. That keeps things a lot more subtle, and like you're also kind of creating mystery without even having to do much, and it's just conversation skills. So that could be applied to anything if you want to use that skill. Good morning guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating here. I've got the quick sig. Today's video is about steering the conversation where you want it to go, and how to plan or how to jump from topic to topic to get where you want to go in the conversation. And a quick example yesterday is I have a student, he was talking to a girl and she sent him a picture of her face with a face mask, like it's all white. So how do you turn that into flirting? Well, what I told him to say was, oh, like you're the ghost that's been haunted. That's the first thing I thought of, is she looks like a ghost. But then how do you like connect that to flirting? Well, I said, you look like a ghost, or you look like the ghost that's been haunting me in my sleep. And then she replied, oh yeah, that was me, blah blah blah. And what can you say to that? You can say, oh yeah, well hopefully one day the real you is haunting me in my sleep. So that way you're planning flirtation without actually talking about it directly. That's my quick tip for the day. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating, taking a quick walk back from a hiatus. Got the sig. But today's video is about risk. And this applies to everything in life, business, whatever you want. But it works the same with women. If you're not willing to take risks, whether small or large, and I'd recommend starting with small risks accumulated over time, then you're not going to get anywhere. And how are you going to build self-confidence with portraying who you really are if you don't take small risks? And I know a lot of you already have the perception of displaying who you are as a risk in itself because you're not confident in yourself. So the only way to get over this is to start saying things that you may deem as risky, and start saying it more often, whether with guys or women. And it doesn't even have to be in conversation. It could be the things you do. But things aren't just magically going to happen. You have to take small risks, and that will accumulate to something big one day. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating. Back from a 2-week hiatus, and I got the sig. First of all, I want to express my heartfelt condolences and just my thoughts with everyone in Beirut, my friends, family, all my Lebanese viewers. It's been a tough 2 weeks, and I'm just now getting back the mental capacity and clarity to be able to put out this content. I also went through a quick appendix removal surgery, and I'm healthy now, thank God. But I wanted to make a quick video today about inferring things about your personality with as little words as possible. And it's a quick example for one of my clients here in Charlotte. He was on a date at a girl's house. She cooked him dinner, and she asked him a question early on in the date about his dating life, and he answered with logic. He answered it directly. And the reason why I told him he was wrong is that's just an opportunity to be able to, portray things about yourself, and kind of carry the conversation forward in a flirty way. So he could have said something like, oh, it's going well, or it's boring, or whatever, but that doesn't invoke emotion in the girl. And the examples I gave him were, the first one was, you could have said something like, oh, you should ask me that question, or we should talk about this only after midnight, so we're gonna have to talk about it another night. And if you noticed, not only did I deflect the question by saying we should talk about it after midnight, but then I followed with, we'll have to do it another night, which relieves the pressure off of her. Because if he had just said the first part, then she may have gotten a bit overwhelmed thinking that you wanted to stay past midnight. And now you showed her that you're not staying past midnight, and she's going to start wondering, like, oh, why the hell doesn't he want to stay after midnight? I thought, doesn't he like me? I thought he was planning on staying, blah, blah, blah. So you're starting to make her question things now with that answer. And notice I barely said anything. And then my second reply, if you're running out of things to say or you don't know what to say, you can just say, like, what is this, an interview? You know, like, you tell me first. And it's just an opportunity to be playful and always try to think in an illogical sense and stop replying to most questions or questions that you see that present opportunities to carry the conversation in a flirty way directly with logic, because that's just not going to take you anywhere. That's just going to keep you a friend. So there's my quick tip for the day, and I'm glad to be back. Hope everyone has a good week. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating. On my lunch break real quick. Got the SIG and a new porch. But today's vid is going to be about not being so easy to get in touch with, to go on a date with, whatever it is. It's part of the process of becoming the prize. If you're available at all times to do whatever without any catches, how are you gonna make yourself the prize? That's basically how it works. It's slow steps and an accumulation of things that you do that make you the prize. You don't just wake up one morning and you're the prize. It's lifting, it's going to the gym, it's running, it's working on your game, working on your conversation skills, working on your value as a man, but also these small things that will help you get to that point. And specifically today, I mean, you don't have to start flaking on your dates and you don't have to start rescheduling things all the time, but you want to at least start creating challenges. Every time you're supposed to meet up with someone, instead of saying like, okay, I'll meet you there, say, okay, we'll get drinks as long as I'm choosing the drinks tonight. It shows that, like, you know, you're willing to like play around, have fun, but also you're not just gonna go on the date for the sake of going on the date. And it also shows that you're not so thirsty to go. The fact that you're wanting something from it and you're wanting to do something in a certain way, it creates this sense in women that, you know, I'm not just gonna go for the sake of going, and I want things to go my way. Even if it's something small, like choosing the drinks or choosing the location, or you can even say something like, okay, we'll go as long as, you know, we're both back at home, you know, by 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. Because, you know, everything that happens afterwards is usually bad, and I don't want that to happen. And then you're screwing with their head there. It's kind of like being playful, and she's gonna start wondering, like, why the hell doesn't he want the date to last after 12 a.m.? Like, I thought he was into me, you know. Doesn't he want bad things to happen after 12 a.m., etc. So just start creating challenges, whether it's, you know, through text or on the phone or planning something, but make sure you insert certain criteria that you want to happen whenever anything is supposed to happen. And I hope this small tip helps you out. And hopefully you like the longer video format. I'm gonna start trying to put more IGTV videos on this instead of quick 1-minute bursts. So hope everyone's doing well in these times, and I'll be back with more. And now that I can talk more, you're gonna hear more of my voice. See ya. Good morning, guys. It's Mayo from Mayo Dating. Early morning here. Today's vid is gonna be a good vid about why guys rarely get or almost never get the girls that they want. And the reason is simple. I got the SIG, by the way. It has to do with validation, excitement, and ego. When women sense that you really want them, their egos are validated, but they lose excitement. Because what's the point of going home with you after they sense that you really want them? What's the point of going on that second date with you? What's the point of being in a serious relationship with you if they can sense that you're dying and you'll do anything to be with her? Especially the key point here is when they haven't done anything except exist. What guys will do is they'll see a girl and they'll suddenly just fall in love with her for cheap, right? She would have done nothing. She would have done nothing to improve their lives except exist. And they'll give away their attention span, sometimes their money, whatever it is, just because they want to get that girl. And the reason this happens is because we're taught to, you know, go the extra mile through the media and however we were raised, to go the extra mile for the girls that we're interested in. But I think there's only a certain case where that's applicable, is the case is when it's returned, you know. But when you're first meeting a girl, there's no point in doing all of these extra things if she hasn't done anything for you yet. And that's why guys never end up getting the girl they want.
And to give you a specific example, it's not really about the surface level. Like, if you are used to going out on expensive dates because you can afford it, then I'm not saying don't go on any expensive dates anymore, because girls will just sense that, you know, that's your lifestyle. It's fine. But if you can only afford to go on a coffee date, don't go out of your way to pay for a sushi date because you found her attractive and you want to take her home. Because everything you do on that date, on that sushi date, if you can barely afford it, is gonna show. Like, things are gonna leak through. The way you walk, the way you talk, everything's gonna leak through, and she's gonna figure out that, you know, this is all a stunt and this isn't who he really is. That girl that you really want, she'd rather you say, like, shit, if she asks you to go on a sushi date and you can't go, she'd rather you literally say, shit, like, what do you think I am? Like, a money printer? Like, I'm barely making any cash. Like, it's either coffee or you're gonna have to wait till next year. And she's gonna appreciate the joke, and she's gonna appreciate the honesty, because if you're a really nice guy and you have things going for you, like, money's not gonna matter. And you being honest and having the balls to be that honest with her is setting yourself apart as well, because she's used to guys doing that other thing I talked about, where they have to overcompensate and talk to her a lot, you know, try to impress her just because they're interested. And you're setting yourself apart. There's other ways to set yourself apart from the pool of guys who really want that one girl that you're interested in. It's not texting all the time, because texting all the time is also giving away your attention for cheap. We talked about money, we talked about currency, etc. But if you're texting her all the time, you're also showing her that you're going the extra mile to please her. And why is she going to be interested if you're acting like that? She's already interested. If she already knows that you're interested, then there's literally no point for her to go back home with you, because after that point, it's all a risk. You already made her feel so good by validating her ego, but it's not taking you anywhere sexually or romantically or emotionally. If she decides to go home with you, or to go on a second date with you after that point, it's just going to be out of logic. She's not going to be dying to, because you already gave away everything you have. We talked about money, and we talked about attention, but time is also really important. I've been talking about dates and stuff, but at a bar, at a house party, the same thing applies. If you introduce yourself to a really hot girl, then something I like to tell people I talk to is just leave. I know it's a bit unnatural, and I don't preach for unnatural things usually, but once you do it a few times, and repetition will just make it part of your personality, just leave, right? Because if there's a graph after you've introduced yourself to a really hot girl, or, you know, someone you're really interested in, if there's a graph of how she feels, this is how she feels. This is, if you introduce yourself really well, she feels like this. But if you keep talking, that graph is just gonna fall down. It's gonna fall down because, you know, you're at a house party, you're at a bar, you're wherever you are. If you keep talking, then she's used to guys coming and trying to stick around and, you know, trying to say as much as they can to impress her. So you're gonna automatically fall into that pool. Nothing you say after the introduction is gonna make her feel any better. I mean, by nothing, I mean extended conversation. You can still make small talk, but the main idea is to leave. When you leave, you give her the opportunity to sit down and watch you talk to other people. And that will show her that that interaction you had with her wasn't special. It's not like you walked up to her and you're showing her that you didn't just walk up to her just because she was really pretty or you're really interested in. And it's showing her that you weren't giving away your attention for cheap. She just happened to be there and you just happened to introduce yourself. That's what she senses when she sees you talk to other people and go have fun, etc. So when you come back and talk more, you're already out of that pool of guys that are really trying to like get her and like sell themselves or whatever it is, because you showed her that you approached her because that's what you just do. The same thing applies for dates, about the sushi date or whatever. She can sense that that's what you do anyways, and that's fine. You should always, at first, have girls feeling that, you know, the way you're acting is the way you always act. And if, you know, she does something that you don't like, then call her out on it. It doesn't have to be that serious. It could be something very funny, or like it could be something small, like a joke. If she orders like something you don't like, or she wants to split something that you don't like, just say it. You know, stop like lying just to comfort her. Because, you know, even if it does work out for you, then you're gonna be stuck with someone
who met a fake person, or you're gonna have to always be lying about that one specific appetizer that you don't like to eat because you lied about it on your first date. So the honesty also plays a big role in this. And the biggest piece of advice is not selling your attention for cheap, not selling, your money for cheap, and just living your own life. If you happen to get her, then you get her. If you don't, you don't. She's just a girl, after putting them on a pedestal, it's just so hard to act naturally that girls will smell this off of you. And I know my female viewers will understand what I'm talking about here, but they can just sense when you're compensating in your interactions with them. Another small piece of advice is, if you do go on that date, then just relax afterwards. You don't have to text her right away asking how it was or whatever. Just do your own thing. Call her a day later, or whatever time period later. If it's a Saturday, don't text her Sunday morning. If you're texting her Sunday morning, she's waking up the next day. Yeah, she may be thinking of you, but she also has a ton of other stresses that she's thinking about, like her laundry, her chores, her homework, her job, whatever it is. She has to visit her family. So your text becomes a burden. So since it's a burden, she's probably also taking it the wrong way, even if it was genuine. So just wait a bit, calm down. If you don't get her, you don't get her. Literally, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But always be honest with your personality and your intentions. And yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to DM me, and I hope you got some value from this early morning video. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating here. Just got done with a workout, got the cig for you. But today's vid is about breaking down why I give the advice to not text, to not comment, to not reply to stories, to not DM, whatever it is, not Snapchat. I want you to come back and watch this video every time you're thinking about DMing or replying to a story. First reason, no matter what you send, you're gonna be bucketed into the group of people who DM'd her or him if you're a girl, or you commented or liked the story or whatever it is. So even if it's a super funny comment or super funny DM, you're still part of that bucket. And let's say you were to see her at a party, or see her at an event, or see her at a gathering, or him, they're not gonna forget that you DM'd them, right? And I'm not saying your chances are killed, right? But if you hadn't, then, or if you had been off the grid, then there's gonna be more interest, or she's gonna be a little more interested in wanting to talk to you because she wants to figure out like where you've been, why maybe you haven't DM'd her, if you feel like she's a little interested. Not DMing isn't gonna make you some god, right? It's just opening up the opportunity a little bit to give you that chance to flirt and create attraction. So it's small things that pile up, right? Part two, even if, like I said, the DM is hilarious and funny, then you're spiking his or her emotions for that time being, right? They're gonna feel funny for a minute or two, and then the emotions are gonna die down, right? And you're not in front of her. She's like 10 miles away or 1,000 miles away or another country or across, the Atlantic. So you're not actually capitalizing on your your flirtatious advances. So you don't want you want to always capitalize on making someone feel a certain way, and you may make them feel good, but that's going to evaporate and you're still in your bedroom texting. So you have to start from zero again. Third, I always talk about brand, and if you go back and watch my earlier video about thinking about your brand when you're at a party, the same thing goes for texting. You want to keep your brand up. You want to be the type of guy or type of girl who's not going to send a DM or something that vapid, and you're going to save your personality for in-person interactions, or worst case, a phone call. And that's pretty much it for the video. I mean, when you start thinking of it as an aggregate scale, you start to understand my methodology better, right? It may not work with this one girl that you're talking to, but if you keep this personality and you make it part of your personality not to DM or text all the time, then let's say from now till 5 years into the future, you've met 20 girls, and let's say you had DM'd them, you probably would have had less chances than you sticking to yourself, focusing on yourself, and not spending time DMing on story replies or comments or whatever. And actually, there is one more point. The last point is, it's not black and white. Let's say you DM'd, right, and you met up with this girl at an event, or this guy at a party, or whatever it is, and let's say you were successful in your attempts, right? No matter what, the person who's in front of you isn't going to forget that you had DM'd them.
So the moment isn't even that special anymore. Like, ask yourself how many times that happened and where it went. Where did the relationship or where did the, the casual event go, right? Worst case, best case is probably a couple of nights, but other than that, you're still the person who DM'd her. And if you hadn't, and something happened, the moment's a little more special. It's almost like a surprise. Say you're a little kid and your father or mother, they tell you they're gonna bring you a motorcycle or a toy motorcycle. Then when you get it, it feels good. But if one day you have a shitty day at school and then you come back and you see a motorcycle, then you feel great. And the same thing goes for relationships and casual dating. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and just come back and watch this whenever you're thinking of DMing something funny. See you guys. Good morning, guys. It's Mayo from Mayo Dating here. Got the first cig of the day. Today's vid is about happiness and relationships, and how happiness is supposed to come first. A lot of people get into relationships seeking happiness, seeking comfort, seeking emotion, where the misunderstanding is they should have those qualities and those feelings before they get into one and feed those emotions off of their partners. The problem with seeking happiness in a relationship is the quality is not going to be as good as you're expecting, the quality of the relationship. And it's going to be a lot harder because the opposite gender is going to sense that neediness, and you don't have much to offer if you're seeking happiness. If you're just going to take and not give anything, then why should someone be with you? And third, it won't last that long. 99% of the time. Try to remember that you need to get through life's challenges and sort yourself out first before you seek relationships. And you gotta question yourself as to why you want to even be in a relationship, because the majority of people they seek relationships out of scarcity, meaning they don't have much going on in their lives, and just like someone binges on fast food, they want to get into a relationship just to cover up a hole, whereas they should be working hard and trying to tackle the real source of that hole to fix the problem before entering a relationship. The relationships don't even they're on like two different paradigms. Just getting into a relationship won't solve your life's problems. So try to remember that, and that'll take you far. This is my tip for the day. Good morning, guys. It's Mayo from Mayo Dating here. Got the cig. It's a freezing morning here in Charlotte, but I wanted to give you a quick video on how to actually go about increasing your sense of humor and increasing your knowledge, because to be able to be funny, you need to be smart, and you need to have knowledge about whatever the topic is about that you want to make a joke about or be witty about. And to be able to quickly make a quick funny joke or remark or a smart comment or whatever you want to say in a humorous way, you need to have knowledge about the subject. And you're not going to wake up one morning and suddenly be witty. And my best advice for that is to continuously learn about anything and always be curious, always ask people questions, and that's just a good skill in general. If you're more curious, you're going to learn more things, and you're going to have a bigger base of knowledge, so that when you're in a situation where you need to say something funny, then you're going to have a higher chance of reaching into the back of your head or wherever it's stored and figuring out a quick way to say something really funny. That's my advice for the day, and hopefully it complements your dating world well. So hope you have a great day. Thank you. Good morning, guys. It's Mayo from Mayo Dating here with special guest mom who's cleaning my balcony. Got the cig for you. And today's video is more about socializing and my thought process exactly. Some people were born with a natural gift with the ability to talk to everyone, and it's really beneficial to be a social person in general, because you just unlock a lot of different keys and opportunities. And also, when you do go to flirt with that man or woman, it comes off as authentic, and it comes off as if you would do this to anyone else, which is true, because you're a social person now. And there's two things to keep in mind, for someone who doesn't have this skill naturally, there's two things to keep in mind. One is, don't discriminate on who you're going to be social with. Talk to everyone. That's the key, right? And second is, stop seeking reactions, right? You don't want to be social and you don't want to be thinking about what the other person in front of you is going to think about what you say, right? You should just say what you want and stop seeking reactions, right? You say what you want and you're okay with it. And then if you said something way too out of line, then you'll see a reaction after you've said the fact, and then you'll adjust your conversation based on that. But initially, stop seeking reactions. Say whatever you want. And by not discriminating, grocery store workers, coffee shops, all these people are humans, right? And I personally love to talk to everyone, like even the person who wipes down my cart when I go to a shop right now for COVID reasons. I'll talk to them. I'll say, hey, how's it going? It doesn't have to be much, right? But it just puts me in that social mood. And a quick example of how I think of things is if I'm checking out and I'm checking out a lot of alcohol at the supermarket, then I'm gonna make a comment about the alcohol to the person who's checking me out. I'm gonna say something like, oh, like we're in for a rough night tonight, and then laugh and then say, hey, you want to join, or something like that. Even if it's a guy, because that's just who I am. But it keeps me warmed up. It keeps my personality in line with who I am and what I believe, so that if I'm ever in a situation where I need to flirt, then I'm gonna be warmed up and it's gonna seem authentic. Always look at the environment around you and connect the dots to say something that you want and relate it to the person in front of you. It doesn't have to be sophisticated, but it all starts with a smile and hey, how's it going? So being social will tremendously improve your life, and I hope breaking it down the way I did today will help you in the future. Thank you. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating, the night vid today. Got the SIG. Today's vid is going to be about dating, so hopefully it'll be able to serve both of my audiences, female and male. I've gotten a few requests to make some videos about long-term relationships and things of that sort, and I've kind of held off on it because a lot of it is a personal opinion and different things may work for different people, but this is just my opinion on it. And I guess the best advice I would give you, tip number one, would be most of the work has to happen before the relationship. So doing the work on yourself, figuring out if you have any insecurities, and at least putting a plan in place to get rid of them, and at least acknowledging them. You don't have to be over them completely to be, let's say, ready for a relationship, but should be at a mental state where you understand your insecurities, what you want in your partner, what you want in a relationship, and at least for the short term, what you want from life, and be working towards that. You should obviously know about the tips that I preach. You can't be in a relationship without being attractive or being viewed as attractive by your potential partner, and I think attraction is a big part of it, and something that's not hard to do when a lot of people are expressing themselves unattractively in 2020. I'd say that's the upside to dating in 2020, is that it's easier than ever to differentiate yourself, because a lot of people are partaking in a common behavior, social media and other things that they do, and just taking my advice and living your own lifestyle will set you apart in terms of attraction. So there's not much to worry about there, but what does get harder is figuring out what you want in a woman in 2020 is hard. Dating long term is hard because we're provided so many options, and it's just hard to be able to make real memories, and that's what makes you closer to a person. So if you're already dating and you're watching this video, try to make memories together and have a relationship that's unique and different than all the other relationships you hold in life, whether with friends or family. And that's what differentiates you, and that's what builds a bond together. If you're sitting there always just going out with each other to the bar, or hanging out with friends always, and you never kind of get your alone time, and you're always on your smartphones and you're not creating any memories, and it's easy to get lost with what you want and realize that if you're going to marry the girl you're with, then you should be doing things that will reflect her personality. And it could be small things that say so much about someone's character, and you should be able to watch for these things and pick up on them. And the only way to get these reactions or traits in your partner is to do different things and actually do the things that will test their personality to show you if they're a good fit for you or not. So put down the smartphones and do some interesting stuff together and make memories. But you should also be in a place where you know what you want in terms of your ideal relationship. And now everyone wants something differently. but I think, you should be in agreement on certain core values of, the relationship you want and the life you want to lead with your partner. And as long as the core values are there, I think everything else should fall into place. And I want to warn people that it's being promoted that, you should be equal with your partner, and I believe that's true. You should, when it comes down to it, I think you should both have equal shares and investment in the relationship, but the weight of certain aspects within that half-half split is completely different. And I think what the media is trying to sell us is that the distribution of responsibilities is even, whereas I don't agree with that. I think you should be equal with your partner, but certain responsibilities, a majority of them falls on you, and likewise the opposite, with a lot of different responsibilities assigned to your partner. And I think the certain responsibilities aren't the same for every male, but the distribution pattern should be equal for a good relationship to happen. So it means I can't, I prefer not to cook and clean and whatever, so my girlfriend will do that. And it doesn't mean that every male has to be like me, but there has to be a balance of responsibilities to make sure there's freshness and make sure that everyone brings their own unique aspect of their sexual, what they were born, male or female. And it's important that there's energy from both sides. And that won't express itself if you're doing it and sharing everything equally, like sharing the chores or sharing the dishes. Whereas, everyone should be, in my opinion, assigned a specific responsibility, and you should, give most of your effort to that. And at the end, the outcome would be even, if you were to take it to that level. But that's kind of the gist of it. I'll try to keep giving some more pointers. You just have to be honest with each other. And it gets tougher and tougher every day to find that right person. And obviously, if you're on Tinder or whatever, you're probably not going to find your potential girlfriend or boyfriend. So that's an easy answer to that question, because when you're on Tinder, you're in a different mindset. You're thinking short term and you're not thinking long term. And if you want my honest opinion, it's not worth dating anyone seriously unless you think you're going to marry them. Otherwise, it's just a waste of your time. And you can argue that, saying it's just part of, it's just memories being made and part of your lifeline. And I would argue back saying, you're never going to be able to tie yourself down to one person if you keep thinking with that mentality. Thinking that it's going to have an expiration date, even if you love the person, is just, you're not going to get to where you want long term if you have something blocking you initially. If nothing's wrong in front of you as well, if it's just a mindset issue. So I guess those would be my tips for tonight. I'm sure I'll have a lot more compiled for you, but I just felt like making this video really quick, so I apologize if the ideas were a little unorganized, but I hope I was able to help all of my viewers and future viewers. Thank you. Hey guys, it's Mayor from Mayo Dating. Really early morning here, and coming to you from Raleigh, North Carolina. And I was outside smoking a cigarette. And I was having a conversation with Artie from the hotel lobby. And I was telling him that I always recommend to flirt with women whenever you meet them directly if you're interested. Not to beat around the bush. And I wanted to use this video to kind of explain the mentality behind that and the reasoning I have for that. And number one, well, the first scenario is you meet a girl and then you're interested in her, but you kind of beat around the bush and you try to get to know her first before you begin flirting. And I believe that's the wrong path. The reason for that is the more time you spend talking to her where you're not flirting, the more time she gets to familiarize herself with you. And I apologize, 4 a.m. in the morning, but once she gets familiar with you, you're definitely going to be expressing traits to her that she's going to find unattractive. And since you weren't flirting with her in the beginning, you haven't created any attraction, and you've already put a negative connotation and negative ideas in her head, subconsciously, by talking too much and already familiarizing yourself with her. So when you do, man up or whatever you want to call it and ask her out, she already has tons of stories in her head about you and tons of thoughts and you give yourself less of a chance of getting that yes when you ask her on a date. Having, you know, taken the time to get to know her first and talk a lot and, you know, think about how you're gonna ask her out or whatever. Whereas if you meet the girl and you just start flirting immediately, but it doesn't have to be very overt, but, you know, using the things I preach all the time, you start flirting with her. The difference is, if you say something that, you know, she may not find attractive, you have already built an attractive base for yourself if she did find, you know, your flirtatious advances attractive. So if you're already attractive in her head, and then you might say something and slip up, or you might say something that she doesn't agree with, or she doesn't like, or she finds unattractive, you have a better chance at still, you know, getting the girl or taking her on a date, because you have a base of attraction built. Whereas in the other scenario, you got to know her on a friendly basis and no attraction was built, and then you kept on going downhill from there whenever you'd say something unattractive to her. So that's why I kind of preach start flirting immediately. And that doesn't mean, oh, you want to go on a date? Hey, my name is Mario. It means subtly start doing the things that you would do when you're interested in a girl. Talk to her as if you talk to anyone, but when you see an opportunity to flirt and be attractive, then turn that part of yourself on immediately. Don't beat around the bush, and that'll take you far. Because so many guys meet a girl, freeze up, don't know what to say, become friends with her, then start asking around and figuring out a way to ask her out, and by that time it's already over because you've spent so much time not building anything emotional, not building an emotional connection, not flirting, not building an attractive base for yourself, but instead saying average things, not spiking your emotions positively. And then whenever you say something that she doesn't agree with, her slope of attraction for you is just going downhill. So when you go and ask her out, she's over here and she's gonna say no. Whereas you may start flirting, right? And you're flirting, you're going up, her attraction for you is going up, and then you say something that she may not agree with, or she doesn't like, or she doesn't find attractive. It may bump down a bit, but then you'll keep, you know, rising that curve. And when you ask her out, you may be here, or you may be here, or you may be here. But it doesn't matter. At least you've built some sort of attractive base for yourself, and you have a much better chance at getting that date or whatever your goals are with that girl or woman. So, nice 4 a.m. video for you today, and inspired by Artie inside. Don't forget Artie. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll have more content for you soon. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating. Just got done with a run and figured I'd share a quick tip with you, and it's not really quick, but it's essential. Saying whatever you want is addicting, and it's also the easiest and cheapest way to differentiate yourself from the crowd. And I guess you get 2 choices in life. You either conform with the standard quo and say whatever everyone else is saying in terms of words or opinions or where you want to eat, something as simple as that, or your thoughts on life. You could either choose to be part of that group and be semi-liked by everyone just because of your thoughts, or you can choose to say whatever the hell you want, which is freeing and gets easier with time, and then section off half of those crowd who are not going to like you now. And when I say not going to like you, that's actually wrong, because what they don't like is that you have the balls to not conform like them. So it's actually them hating on you just out of insecurity. And then the leftover portion of the group you're hanging out with, whatever size, is going to appreciate you more rather than just being generally liked, just like the average Joe. So at least you're segmenting the group you're within into a part that really appreciates you for what you say, and you can understand now that, you know, these people really want to be with you and really trust you because everything that you're saying is the truth and it's what you believe in, and they're agreeing with it. They're not just agreeing because you're agreeing with the status quo. So your quality of friendships is going to go up, but also your status, because not a lot of people have the ability to say whatever they want. And yeah, it's easy to say what you want when you're choosing what to want for dinner, but when it comes to more complicated subjects, it gets a little harder. So that's the easiest way to differentiate yourself, and the feeling is addicting. So that's probably my biggest tip. It gives you insane amounts of confidence, and also it gives you practice on dealing with people who don't agree with what you say. And that's really important because you're going to be saying things that girls, you know, you're going on dates with don't agree with. And that's practice for you. So there's my messy, sweaty tip for the day without the cig. I hope you guys enjoy it. Hey guys, it's Mayo from Mayo Dating. On my lunch break, taking a quick walk. Got the cig in my lunch bag. But I felt inspired to share another tip today. And it's about not apologizing in such depth when you can't make an event, make a date, make some appointment, or you forget to text or you forget to call back or whatever it is. Because a lot of my clients and friends will send me screenshots of paragraph apologies of why they forgot to text back or why they can't make Thursday. Say you're scheduling a date for Thursday, right? And you can't make it because you have something to do. Guys will just, you know, tell the girl, oh, I can't do this because at 8 p.m. I have to do this, then 8:30 I have to use the bathroom, and then 9 I have to do the dishes, and just their whole life story in the apology when that's just unnecessary. First of all, you barely even know the girl, so it's just not needed, you know? It should be short, sweet, simple, with like a slight joke. It should be, I can't make Thursday, let's do Monday, with like an inside joke. Whatever, like, the appointment or the occasion is where there's an apology that's needed, keep it short and sweet. It keeps up the mystery. Like, they don't want to know every detail about your life. And second of all, if you barely know the girl and you're apologizing at this length, then what does that put in the woman's head or the girl's head? It just shows that you're putting her on her pedestal right away. You're willing to apologize to that level and you don't even know the girl yet. And there's nothing to apologize for. So try to keep your apologies and your rescheduling and your rain checks short and sweet, because it'll help you in the long run. There's no need to go into that much detail about, you know, what it is you have to do. And this doesn't just go for apologies, it goes for everything in general. So hope you like that tip today, and see you next time. Hello, Mayo from Mayo Dating here with special guest Lex, aka Alehi. Today I'm going to be telling you to maximize your looks and what you were born with. You know the basics, just dress well, groom well, smell good, find the hairstyle that suits you, and most importantly, work out. As a guy, it's going to help you feel more confident every day, and it builds day over day. So when you go to that workout, make sure it's challenging. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be the gym. Just do something that you love and make sure it's consistent. You'll get physically fit, which is good in a lot of ways, and that small win every day when you get over that challenge is going to give you that inner confidence that you need to attract women. And honestly, I'm running out of politically correct content that I can discuss on this Instagram, but I'm going to be thinking of new ways to release different types of things for your enjoyment. But if you need any help, just DM me, and hope everything's going well. And that's a bye from Lex.